What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Great Lakes Outdoors podcast. We got Fonzie.
What up, what up?
What's going on, Fonz? And then we have a returning guest, Hawk from Primm Springs. Hawk, what is going on, man?
Not much, guys. What's going on with y'all?
Trying to survive in the heat.
Beating the heat, man. Trying to find a shade tree.
That's it, man. That's it. Kind of missing
the game this time of year.
Missing hunting season. Kind of looking forward to the upcoming hunting season. It's kind of just the dead time of year right now, honestly.
Yep.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow,
for the most depressing time of year, without a doubt.
Oh yeah,
for sure, man, for sure. A big conversation that we wanted to have with you today, Hawk. I mean, me and you were talking back and forth big time this last turkey season, and I know it's a little past turkey season now, but kind of a recap about your turkey season, because you guys were shooting the shit out of the birds down there, and you know, it honestly almost seemed like for a while there it was one of us were shooting a bird a day. If it wasn't one of us, it was like you guys down there. If it wasn't you guys down there, it was us up here. It was just kind of back and forth, and I'm honestly just really curious on like how you guys are hunting down there, because I feel like me and you had the same mindset of, you know, running and gunning and stuff, but just kind of hear it from you and you know, kind of pick up on how you guys do it down there. So,
right.
I mean, how well, one, we'll start off, how did your turkey season go?
It was a really good season all in all. You know, I got to hunt 3 states, 2 states that I'd never gotten to hunt before. Got to hunt with some friends that I'd actually never gotten to share the turkey woods with before, so that was really cool as well. Got to see a few first birds die. Got to see a few doubles die. Really just all in all a solid season all around. Every trip we went on we had some good success. And here at home, everybody we had down to hunt with us had at least a good solid hunt. Not that they were successful in the aspect of pulling the trigger, but we got on birds and had good hunts and had a good time. So it was a really successful season all in all in my book.
That's good though. That's good to hear. How was so the hatch from the previous year, that was solid? Yeah,
the hatch last year seemed to be good. We had several jakes around, not as many as I'd like to see. Because of that, we've started a very intensive predator management program here since our turkeys had started nesting. That's been very successful. So we're kind of looking forward to seeing what happens with next year's hatch and in the coming years as we kind of get that program more rolling and stuff like that.
So from the last podcast that you were on, you waterfowl hunt and guide out of Arkansas.
Yes.
For the listeners, you turkey hunt mainly in Tennessee, correct?
Yes, that's where I'm born and raised. So I've hunted these hills and hollers for my entire life. Love to do it right here. There's nowhere that I would rather do it than right here, right out my back door. So it's kind of neat to be in the Taj Hall of it, as my dad likes to say.
And I know, like, for you, the waterfowl guiding and being down in Arkansas at Primm, that's like obviously your full-time job, and it's 24 hours a day every day. So I know, like, give a little background on like how turkey season for you, you know, is a big thing, because you get to hunt with your friends and, you know, kind of just relax and take it easy.
Right. Yeah. So like obviously waterfowl hunting, I'm working pretty much every day of the season. And if I'm not working, I'm sleeping. So whenever turkey season rolls around, I kind of just back off the throttle there, decompress from my duck season and hunt around with my buddies, hunt with people that I duck hunted with the past year in different states, you know, just travel around and do a little bit of hunting for myself, because that's not something that as a guide I'm in that for. I'm hunting for these guys. Not that I don't enjoy it, but I'm out there to do them a service. So
100%.
I'm getting my enjoyment out of the hunting season, so to say.
That's awesome, man. I think it's super important for you guys to do that, to stay in love with the entire aspect of hunting and keep that drive and love and not get burnt out from it, man.
Without a doubt. It's easy to do, especially if you're, you know, going from waterfowl to turkey and then straight into summer deer prep and guiding deer hunts until waterfowl season opens. If it's your full-time job, you never really truly have time to enjoy what you love doing.
Right.
So I would rather have a little bit of time that I'm not working, enjoying myself, and then really bust it whenever I have to.
Well, and hell, when you do have the time and the spare time, it's 107 degrees and you're sweating your ass off all day long.
Yeah, exactly.
So damn bad.
I'm telling you, man, I'm over this heat right now. I'm ready for the fall to come around.
I love it. Us Northerners start bitching the first month
week.
of the heat.
Yeah, it's the first week, man.
Give us the cold.
I mean, we're probably about a week into it as well. And Dad and I had that conversation on the way back from the farm today. Like, is it duck season yet? It's
right.
It's fixing to be 95, 98 every day. We're over it.
Yep. Sweat our ass off some more tomorrow morning, man. So going back to like how you guys are hunting down there with your friends and family and stuff, are you mainly running and gunning, correct?
Yes, that's primarily what we're doing. We're running a lot of trail cameras, trying to figure out these birds when we're not there, obviously, doing more scouting than we're hunting. But just trying to get ourselves in the right place at the right time. We've hunted all these farms for as long as we've hunted, so we have a pretty good idea where the birds are going to go and what they're going to be doing, where they're going to be roosting, where they're going to be hanging out, and all those variables go into kind of how we attack a turkey, so to say. If, let's just say, for instance, there's a turkey that is a little more aggressive than another one, you may use a decoy that you wouldn't use with a more subordinate bird or something like that. It really is turkey to turkey specific on how we attack it. And that's just because we know the ground that we've been on. So
I'll tell you what,
we do a lot of running and gunning, though. I mean, chasing gobbles and trying to get in front of the turkey, knowing exactly where they're going to be. That's a big part of our game too, though.
I mean, that's a whole part of turkey, like hunting in general, though. I mean, just running and gunning. I mean, Fonz was super lucky this year. We did. I mean, what did we sit down for a half hour and he was right in our lap?
Yeah, half hour, man.
I mean, it was dumb.
And we literally told another kid that pulled up to the field that somehow had permission through 5 other people. Pulled up and we told him to go sit there. And if he would have sat there, he would have shot a beautiful bird. And he went with his ignorance and didn't shoot shit.
That's facts there. That is facts. But I mean, like, the running and gunning for me, I mean, I hear all the time that people are just sitting there. I'm going to sit in this blind. I'm going to call every 30 minutes, and I'm going to hope a bird walks in or walks around in my area. And it's like, how do you even, like, get a kick off of that? I can't figure it out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not about deer hunting turkeys. That's what we call it down here, is deer hunting them. If you're going to just sit there and not really go chase them around, I mean, that's the name of the game of turkey hunting.
Right. And I feel the same way. It's just, I love the chase, like chasing them gobbles around. I love both of you guys know from Snapchats and how much I'm running around scouting these birds, roosting these birds, and getting to know every little detail about these birds, because I got trail cameras out, but I hate trail cameras at the same time, because it's almost one of those things where, for me, it's like a real high hope, and then you get there, and then you're changing up their routine by calling just maybe one time. And I feel like it changes everything up, like for the birds. It's like walking into a deer woods and putting a new scent out there that they've never smelled. Something's different.
Yeah,
and they know
it.
Mm-hmm.
And they know it.
It's
their bedroom.
Tough.
You know what I mean? It's like if somebody came and placed a Coke cap on your bed. Right.
You could tell.
They know something's out of place.
That's how I had a guy at work today. He was talking about the Evercalm, I think it was. That like the bedding area.
The bedding area scent or whatever, like a deodorant stick.
That's what I run.
Yeah.
It's I forget who freaking makes it. I got the VO2, I'm pretty sure it's called.
Well, the thing is, though, it's like, that's great and all, and it might calm them deer down after a while, but the first time you stick it out there, or if you only stick it out there like
a couple times,
a time a week.
Yep.
Or when you're sitting in that tree.
Yeah, that's a whole new scent every single time.
Yep.
Every time you do that yelp in the morning with that bird that's gobbling, you don't think that he knows where his hens are, especially those dominant birds. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Those suckers are smart. That's why it means so much whenever you can actually get it done.
And that's the hardest part for me is getting people to understand that. A lot of the time, people that I've taken out, they're like, oh, well, it's just a turkey. Oh, well, I'll shoot it at 60, 70, 80 yards, whatever people are shooting at nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's like,
okay,
why? You know, okay, cool, you can, but why not try to get them as close as you possibly can?
Right.
Turkeys for me are just a whole different ball game. There's so much more of a love behind it.
the show. That's what I was like. I got the full show of mine running out of the tree line, beating the shit out of the decoy for like a solid 30 seconds and just watching that whole show. That's what it's all about.
Watching that turkey take another step, knowing that he's fixing to walk down right to the end of your gun barrel means more to me than pulling the trigger the second you see him.
Yep.
I think as many turkeys as I've been blessed to kill in my life, there's nothing that excites me about shooting one far. I want them to be as close as possible every single time that they do it,
100%.
regardless of where I'm at.
100%. Now, you guys are you guys mainly running decoys or no?
Again, it's kind of situational for us. It depends on, it depends on a specific turkey, so to say. If we sit down on a bird and he doesn't like a setup, then we may change something up on him. Or if we're hunting in the woods, we may not use one versus where if we're on a field edge and a big bottom, we may use one. It really is 100% situational.
And that's what's tough for us. I mean, you know, and I want to say that me and you've talked about it throughout the season. We have so many open fields and just wood lines compared to hard timber, where if they don't see what's calling to them, then they know something's up.
Yeah, they smell a rat.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially with some of the properties that we have, we do share permission on. Whether they actually have permission or not, I don't know. But people are out there, and you know, I got to do something different from the next guy. You know, I got to make sure we're more successful than somebody else, and try new things and pull tricks out of our back pocket whenever we get the chance to.
Absolutely. And I think that's the biggest thing that's changed in turkey hunting in the last little bit is the amount of pressure that these birds are catching since COVID. Because nobody was really or I take that back. There was a lot of people that turkey hunted prior to that. But that couple of spring time frame there that everybody had time off and was looking for something to do made a lot of new turkey hunters. So these birds are catching way more pressure, seeing way more decoys, hearing way more calls than they ever have. And you do, absolutely 100%. I agree with you, Kyle. Have to do something that sets you apart from everybody else.
I mean, so in your opinion, do you think that hunting public on YouTube, which I don't think they're doing a bad thing at all, but do you think they're drawing a lot more of a crowd? I mean, they have a pretty big platform, and I've heard a lot of people talking about them, especially on the public lands. I feel like the public lands are absolutely swamped right now with people.
Yes, it is bad. I do not think it's a bad thing that they are putting the news out there that hunting is a good thing. Hunting is a positive thing, because if it's not a positive thing, a lot of people think of it as a negative thing, as a non-hunter standpoint. We need that to be a positive thing if we want to continue doing what we're doing. But beside the point of that, the public lands are getting kind of congested due to the lack of access on private grounds. I feel like a lot of development, especially down in here in our area, is happening on our farm ground and is condensing people, making them have the same permission. And then that's pushing people. If I got to hunt with somebody else, I might as well just go hunt public. So, yeah, I think that what they're doing is a double-edged sword. I think that people do need to be aware that hunting is a good thing and that it can be positive and you can have a good time doing it. But telling everybody that, yeah, if you go deep and don't call as much, spot for 3 hours, you'll kill turkeys on public is not really helping.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say, Kyle? I was fixing to just.
Like I said, like you said, it's such a double-edged sword because it's like as much as you want to have people out there hunting, and half the time that's the reason why I really don't get on. I mean, one, it's not my property; I just have permission onto it. If you say you have permission, I'm going to trust your word and run with it, whether it's through 5 guys or from the main guy. I'm going to trust you on it, but I don't want to push anybody else away from getting out there and doing it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
And that's a whole other situation where when we are successful, when we were carrying your bird across the field at 7:10,
yep.
when the sun rose at 6:30 or whatever it was, past that guy, that's a whole nother excitement level besides even the hunt to be able to outsmart the birds from coming to him.
Yep.
Or
Without a doubt.
Say those guys on public, like that bird, you were chasing that bird for that long? Well, I just went out there one day and shot that bird.
Right.
That's a whole nother thing there for me.
Gratification, man. Showing that just all the time and education from yourself of being out in the field. You're proving that, you have the smarts to do what not a lot of people, can do or wish they could do.
What state game agencies say only 10% of people are doing 10 to 25 and harvesting turkeys.
Really?
That's the thing too for me. Like we got stopped this year by one of the neighboring properties, and the lady's telling me how much she loves the turkeys and how beautiful they are, and I stopped her mid sentence. I'm like, and you don't understand how much the appreciation I have towards these birds myself.
Yeah.
You'll never find somebody more
protect them more
than
right.
I do.
Yep.
I don't understand how you can get it through people's heads besides just watching the short reels and Mr. Fox, the documentary that came out on those guys this year, and just seeing that and then acting like they know what turkey hunting is about.
Right.
People will never really understand that until they truly experience it for themselves. That's
true. Just going out there by themselves or just for me, I'm going out there to get me back. You know, that's my getaway.
You're right.
That's my therapy.
People, I posted 100%. Yesterday on my Instagram story, people don't understand that us hunters are the ones that care and love about these animals the most, and we'll do anything conservation-wise to protect them and dump the money into protecting them or dump the time and energy into protecting them and making sure that they have good agriculture to eat that's good for them, that's going to keep them genetically strong. And, I think the sooner people realize that, they're going to realize, hunting's a great thing, and hunters are, great people when it comes to the animal side of it.
100%. I've had a saying that I kind of been saying here in the last little bit is propagation over prostitution. We should be trying to do more for these birds than we are trying to take them out.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's the thing. Where these guys are shooting at 80 yards, it's like, man, why are you doing that?
Right. Why even risking it?
Well, not even risking it, but you're just trying to kill the population at that far. That's not even a game anymore.
You're just trying to pull the trigger to take an Instagram picture. You're not really trying to do it the way that God intended it for it to be.
100%. Harvesting.
Until you roost that bird, you sneak up on that bird in the morning, he flies down and comes running in, then come talk to me. I don't care if I got a decoy out there or not. Don't bitch at me for using it, because we've had people bitch on us on Instagram for using decoys. And it's like, listen, man, you don't know where I'm hunting. I don't know where you're hunting. In my opinion, I feel like we're doing it the right way. Some people don't like the decoys, whatever it may be, which we've done both this past season. But at the same time, it's we're still getting them in close. We're still doing what we can. We're still hunting pressure birds. We're not hunting farm raised birds like everybody thinks public or private land is.
Yeah, no, they don't even get it.
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't know.
Dude, I ran around with you towards the end here. That's a chase. That's a game. It's a full-blown game. It's not how people think.
We should have had 2 birds that day for sure.
But they'll mess with your head, man.
It's not checkers.
No,
it's not checkers.
That must be why I lose so much for them dang birds. Because I don't even know how to play chess.
Right.
How many birds you end up killing down there this year?
So I saw 14 turkeys die this year. I think 3 or 4 misses, and bless her, my girlfriend, she had 5 close calls inside 80 yards and never was able to pull the trigger. So
I remember them.
we had over 20 birds inside 100 yards this season.
I remember them stories with you telling me you'd be chasing a bird for 5-6 days with her, and then she'd have to go back to work or whatever she had to do, and the next person goes out and ends up killing that bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Shelton,
Shelly,
we got to meet him. He guides for us over there in Arkansas. He actually came down second week of our turkey season. And Maddie and I, we had hunted, the weekend and everything after Dad and I had killed our turkeys, and a little bit sporadically throughout the week, but she had to go back to work. And Shelton shows up on Friday afternoon at like 11:15, and we were carrying the turkey out at 12. So that's just kind of the way that went.
I mean, that sounds pretty close to what'd you get in? 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I got in at 1 a.m.
And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, I think I called you. I had to wake you up in the morning.
Yep.
And then you had to meet us out there.
Yep.
And then the drive took longer than the hunt was.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Those are my favorite kind out there.
Yeah, it was awesome, man.
I love them, but I hate them at the same time because I wish I could live it 10 times longer.
Right.
You know
I agree with that.
It's tough. It's tough. Oh, man, 14 turkeys, that's a lot of birds, though.
It was a good season. I mean, and that was across 3 states. That wasn't right here in my backyard. So I think I saw like 8 of those die here in Tennessee. The rest were in other states. So it was a really good season, though, all in all.
That Shelton we're talking about, he's young, but he's a killer. He's one of those kids that's a killer. He's there to hunt.
Where's he from now?
Pensacola, Florida, I believe.
He's from Pensacola. He is from the beach. He had never been turkey hunting a day in his life, and then sat down and had one dead in 45 minutes.
Yeah,
that's a little bit of beginner's luck, but he definitely got a baptism in turkey hunting the 3 days he was here.
Man, from Florida and not turkey hunting, that's crazy to even think about.
I know. His dad runs a hawk fishing guide down there?
Well, he used to. His dad actually is working in Memphis now at a steel distribution center.
Oh, okay.
But he guided fishing trips down there and guided duck hunts with Dad for like 15 years. So
that's awesome.
He definitely has a background in it and knows what to do.
Right.
That's crazy to think about, though. I mean, because they got the Easterns and Osceolas. No?
Yep.
Yes, and he is in 100% Eastern territory. He's in the Panhandle in Western Florida, but he's not far from the Osceolas.
I mean, that's worth the trip, in my opinion.
Yeah, the Osceolas are beautiful.
Have you heard the amount of the prices that guides are charging people for them birds down there?
No, I've never looked into it.
It's ridiculous.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm talking like $5,000. No.
No way. Stop.
Most of the ones that I've seen have been around 3, but there's some that are up there around 4,500, 5.
And you can kill more than one a day, but they only let you kill the one, correct?
Yes, and most of those guys have a 1 bird limit, which I understand it. Everybody has to come to that for Florida to shoot their Osceola, so
100%.
They want to, again, propagation. They want to try to save some of them, but that's high for 1 turkey. If I'm paying $5,000, I better be pulling the trigger twice.
Yeah.
That or I might have one of them prostitutes, like you were saying.
Something that comes with it. They're a promotional fucking item.
Man. It's crazy because even like the prices that we hear from the guys up this way, man, it's like, holy crap, are you kidding me right now?
I know.
Yeah, one bird state, it's insane.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's gnarly. And that's a thing, too, where towards the end of the year for me, people are seeing birds out in the field strutting and stuff, and they're like, well, we could chase that one pretty easy. It's like, listen, man, we already killed 1 or 2 birds off that property.
That turkey's already seen a couple of his buddies die. I don't think he realized that's not going to be easy.
Well, that, but then I don't want to take any more off of this property. We got to save some for the next.
Too.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, you never know how the next batch is going to be. And, we did see quite a few jakes this year, which was good, but I mean, between the 2 square miles from where you shot that one, Fonz, I think there was like 8 or 9 birds killed that over there.
Holy moly.
So it's like, and mind you, that didn't really make a dent in the
Overall population.
the flock of them.
Yeah.
But you still got to be smart about all that stuff. Because them turkeys, it ain't like ducks and geese where they can fly in and fly out. They're there.
Yeah, they're concrete feet essentially.
That's the hard part about it all.
I wanted to ask you too, Hawk. So, did you have a favorite hunt this year with any of your buddies you've been waiting to hunt with, or guys that maybe killed their first bird, or Shelton, or anybody? Did you have a favorite one that stuck out in your mind?
My favorite hunt was probably, honestly, the opening Sunday with my dad. We got on some birds in a big open ag field, kind of like you guys are talking about. They kind of spun around, got on a different tree line. Well, we're walking out, and we see 2 longbeards standing by themselves in this big bottom. So the turkeys are actually between us and the truck, as funny as that is. So Dad and I are kind of standing there talking about what we need to do. A few choice words may or may not have been said in the heat of the moment, but That's beside the point. We sat down and I yelped and they cut me off, and about 3 minutes later they were flogging my decoy at 13 yards. So we doubled up right there. That was the first time we've doubled since I think 2019. So it was pretty neat to get to do that with him again, and that was actually the only turkey he killed this year, and the last time he went hunting. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
But really, honestly, I can't say that I didn't love every single turkey hunt that I went on, though. Every time I hear a gobble, it's a good day.
100%. Whether it's a kill or not, at the end of the day, it's a good day to be out there in the turkey woods.
100% with your buddies, whoever it is.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
That's, I almost want to say we're sitting right about the same. It was around 2019 or 2020-ish. It was the last time me and my dad doubled up in the afternoon.
Yeah, y'all did double up this year. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. It was, I don't know if I told you about that story. Maybe I did. I had a plan A where I had 6 or 7 toms in this field, and I'm sitting there scouting them the night before, like watching where they're walking into the wood and flying up in the tree, roosting. And I had just side by side come within like a foot of the truck. I'm like, man, what the heck is this guy doing? Just staring at me the whole time. Never stopped, never said anything. I didn't think nothing of it. And I've been hunting this field for 3 years or so now. Well, I texted the farmer. I said, hey, there's going to be a truck parked here. There's going to be a truck parked here. He said, yep, no problem. Good luck in the morning. And this is, the eve of opening day.
Right.
And next thing you know, I get a random Facebook text from some guy I don't even know saying, you're trespassing. If I catch you out trespassing again, I'm kicking you off, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, whoa, man, like, can you call me? Because I have no idea what you're talking about. And I text the farmer right back. I sent him a picture of the property, and I'm like, hey, I just want to make sure, like, this is the property you're thinking that I'm hunting. Sure enough, he goes, yeah, you're good to go, blah, 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 blah. The guy ends up finally calling me and, like, saying, like, in a threatening way, like, hey, I'm going to call the farmer. I'm like, listen, man, I just talked to the farmer. You can call him. It ain't going to change nothing. Like, go do what you got to do. Like, I'm doing everything the right way. Like,
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. So he ends up calling his farmer. The farmer doesn't answer, puts his phone on airplane mode or like do not disturb. This guy ends up sending him a long message about that property. And the farmer ends up telling me not to go out there just because of he doesn't want to deal with the guy, and the guy's going to be hunting out there. And I'm like, man, here I am doing all the right stuff and trying to get me and my dad on some birds in the morning because my dad didn't shoot a bird the previous year. And I'm getting not kicked off, but not able to hunt that piece, which we were later on in the year. But here it is, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm searching on what to do in the morning. And I figure out a spot the birds ended up roosting across the road that next morning. Well, and then the tire, I don't know if you heard about that tire story.
Yeah.
So his tire falls off. We're fixing that up in the morning. We get out to the field. The birds end up roosting across the road. We ended up calling, I think, 6 longbeards over to the field, 5 or 6 longbeards over to the field. And after my dad shot 4 or 5 times, he finally got his. 10 minutes later, I got mine, which, I mean, I'll count it as a double. Everybody else can decide what they want to decide on that. But, I mean, just that moments like that, especially with your old man, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing better than that.
Nothing, yeah.
Absolutely. I get jealous. My dad doesn't hunt.
That's insane to me, man.
Yeah, my grandfather raised me on all of it.
That's
all
crazy.
Of it. Yeah. It's actually better that way, though. My grandfather had so much integrity when it came to hunting that it instilled that in me at a young age, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's just nuts, though. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll try to get him out there.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. But that's an awesome feeling. I could just imagine.
Well, I mean, it's you know, it's an awesome feeling just doubling up with a buddy even, don't get me wrong. But with a mentor, I guess, like doubling up with your grandpa per se.
Right.
You know, it's a feeling that like you won't forget.
Yeah.
You know, and
sticks with you, man.
We ended up killing 10 birds this year, and I think missing 47 other birds. That's an exaggeration, but it seemed that many. But yeah, that was probably my top hunt for the year. It was a good one for sure.
Heck yeah.
But with your guys' misses, what was all like? You guys shooting through some thick stuff, or what was going on with all that?
Yeah, shooting through some thick stuff was the majority of. I think that was 3 of the misses that I saw was getting shot through thick stuff.
Now you guys are shooting TSS down there?
Yes. Yeah, everybody's pretty much got on that train down here.
We're getting that way up here. Did I know you're a migra man? Were you shooting the migra turkey loads this year?
I was. They're good shells.
Shout out migra.
Yeah, no kidding, man. I'm telling you, that bird that my dad missed. Well, he got it, but the first shot he took on it, I think there's 545 pellets in the 12 gauge 3-inch shell for migra. I think about 532 BBs landed in my decoys and 12 landed in that turkey.
Right.
And then he had to shoot 3 more times to go kill that stupid thing. But that load, man, that packs a punch, man. It was the craziest shell I've ever shot at a turkey.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, you shot migra this year too. Yeah.
Yep,
Your first shot migra. That thing was stone dead.
I'd have to shoot it more to know that feel, but it's a kick.
Yeah, for sure.
Solid shells. Have you seen the dove and the field load that they're coming out with?
I have, and I've been thinking about so the hard part for us is we don't have a dove season up in Michigan here.
Mm-hmm. Illegal.
So it's hard for us to get really involved with it because we pigeon hunt up here, which we do that for knocking the rust off for us and knocking the rust off for the dogs. But I can't see myself spending some money on the dove load when you just shoot target load at
we got them Detroit pigeons up here, dog. I don't think we don't eat those dirty bastards.
Well, there ain't no heroin needles flying around our birds. Right?
No.
Put it that way.
That's funny.
But no, I got some buddies, Brad and Tanner. They want us to come down and dove hunt this year. In that case, I'll reach out and grab some boxes of shells, but it's just hard going after pigeons for that,
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see what they're even going to do, though. Because I think they're stack load, too, aren't they?
Yeah, they were, from what I remember.
So that would be, absolutely killer. They got to be a tiny pellet, no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
God, I want to know what that is now. Because, the turkey loads are 7 and 9, so what would be the pigeon load or the dove loads?
I don't know, because I was going to say 8 and 9. That's what Winchesters are.
I think the field load's a 5 and 6 shot, or was what I remember, and a 7 and an 8.5, or maybe it's a 6 and a 7, something like that.
That's crazy.
Now, that's a good question. Now, do all shot sizes 7, 8, 9, are they all the exact same across the board with all companies, or does each company have their own discrepancy of what a 7, 8, and 9 is?
I would assume it's all the same, but it's just the
Right.
density of, like, you know, the tungsten compared to steel or whatever it may be.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine it being any different. I don't know, though. I could be wrong.
Here it is, a 7.5 and a 9 and a 6 and an 8.
So, dang, you're pretty much shooting a turkey load at them doves. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Night, Jim Kite.
I tell you what, as long as you don't bring the people that turkey hunted with me, you'd probably be able to kill some doves, because some of those people, they couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat, it seemed like. It was tough, man. Because I talked to both of you guys pretty much every single day after the turkey hunt. And this year, I was able to turkey hunt, I mean, shoot, maybe every week besides maybe 1 or 2 weeks out of the season. And, man, them misses this year were tough, man. It was tough. And turkey misses, they hit different. It's almost like missing like a 150-inch buck.
Really?
For me, anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I haven't missed one, so I don't know the feeling yet. I'll have it probably
Better
in my
knock
life.
on wood.
I know.
But I'll tell you one thing. If you haven't missed a turkey, you haven't turkey hunted long enough, though.
That's right. If you shoot at very many of them, you're going to miss.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But you've been doing a lot of predator control, though, down there, no?
Yeah, we started trapping here. TWRA actually has made it to where we can trap certain species year-round, mostly nest raiders, you know, the coons, the possums, the skunks, stuff like that. So we tried to start working on them about the time that we saw most of our hens start going away, and I killed 23 nest predators over here at my house, or on my permission farms right here around the house. And my buddy Colton, he killed about the same on his farms, and he's who I run around with most of the time during turkey season. So we've been working on our nest raiders quite a bit, and seeing if that doesn't help us out quite a bit, because, you know, it obviously has to. Right. More eggs that hatch are going to mean more turkeys on the ground, period.
Right.
So everything we can do to help them out in as minor of a way as possible, we're going to do it.
Now, is this your guys' first year actually, like, really getting into it?
Yeah, it's my first year really getting into it. Colton's trapped for a couple of years sporadically, mostly just the coons and stuff like that. Not any of the coyotes and the bobcats and anything that, you know, comes with the trapping season. Now, coming this fall, we will start doing all that. And when I get home from duck season, I'm going to start doing that over here on my places as well. So we should see a marked difference in the next 2 or 3 years from this to our turkey population. So.
And I was telling Kyle, if you listen to the last podcast, Delta waterfowl biologists were saying that it's a 3-to-1 ratio right now, drakes to hens.
Really?
Yeah, and they said that number is just going to increase over the next 10 years. So they're just, and I mean, and that's a lot of what they're like, because I'm a nerd about that shit. I read a lot of their magazines, like all the articles in them when I get them sent to me, and they're saying how bad the predator shit is getting out of control with them attacking the hens on the nest.
Well, the problem is, though, is there's no money into it anymore. So
there's
what's the
not.
point? I mean, everybody wants to complain about, you know, the predators and attacking the fawns and the turkeys and the duck and goose nest. I mean, but there's nobody doing anything about it.
Right.
You know,
until it comes financially beneficial, nobody's really going to put that much stock into doing it.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
And that's the thing, too.
How do you get stock into it, though? How do you?
I'll tell you right now, you go to your, like, the president, because every state has, like, their president for trapping, like their trapping committee.
Yeah.
Why not have a year-long tournament? For us now, you can't shoot coyotes 3 months out of the year, which is dumb.
Really? We were year-round up until what, last year?
There?
No, they canceled that out for us this past year.
I was going to say it had to have been last year, because I remember the year before I was pumped because we almost went in May.
Yeah, they canceled that out. They did it. I could be wrong on this. It could be March to June or April to June or something like that. You can't kill, like, their breeding season, that you can't kill coyotes.
Any notion what the reason is for that? The reasoning behind?
Since coyotes and coons and all those types of animals can repopulate depending on like they can sense the number in the herd.
Like a density.
Yes.
They're density breeders,
So
is what I kind of call them.
If you don't like, if they don't get a certain amount of like callbacks from like the other coyotes or coons or whatever from that area, they know some are missing, so they'll repopulate again. Like
they'll cycle again, like a dog having back-to-back heat cycles, essentially.
Oh shit!
So
I didn't know any of that.
Their thought process is, well,
let's have
if we
more.
don't kill any during their heat cycle, like when they're breeding,
right?
Then you can't produce any more,
right?
But at the same time, one, that's the best time to kill them, and two, now that like when they have our season, the next 3 months after that or 6 months after that, the crops are up. So how are you going to kill them after that?
Right.
So basically now you have 6 months that you're not killing nothing unless they're in like wheat fields or hay fields.
Yeah.
And good luck.
Right. We need to find a way to make like a coon skin or coyote skin a fashion trend on TikTok.
Now that's the funny thing though, because they only have that for coyotes. You can kill coons year round still.
Yeah.
But they still have the same breeding process. So what's the alternative there?
Right.
My opinion, why not have a year tournament where you're getting money that people pay you X amount of money, say $10 a dog or a coon or $5 a coon, and say they don't have enough money to be able to do that. Well, why not have more dinners and be able to promote that more?
Yeah, and have a different fund, a different budget for that, or have the federal government throw a budget to the Trapping Association a little bit more to increase that predator management.
How much does DU and like NWTF bring? How much money do you think they bring to?
Don't even get me started with DU.
So it's like
millions, dude. I know millions.
So why can't the fur bearers do the same thing?
I don't know.
That's my thought on it all.
Because people are uneducated and they don't know how much these predators are actually wreaking havoc on these other species that we love to hunt.
Mind you, I could be I am uneducated on all of that stuff, but that's my thought on it all.
Yeah, it's very accurate. I think.
I mean, I don't know. It's pretty bizarre because, in my opinion as well, they're going to take little bit by little bit by little bit because we ain't going to get that back.
Yeah.
We're not going to get that
and
back.
That's what we can't let them do. The anti-hunters just give them an inch, they take a mile.
Right.
So.
Right. And people think that it's just going to just magically come back. We're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get anything back.
Mm-hmm. Once they take it, it's hard to ever get it back. Right. You're exactly right.
Right. So, I mean, that's the hard part about it.
It's different, man. Like with my son, like I know you guys don't have kids yet, but I want my son to grow up doing everything I grew up doing with my grandpa. You know what I mean? The same waters as me and the same fields as me. Like that means everything to me.
Right.
That's why I bought the house where I bought the house, so he could have access to all of that.
He's going to be a menace when he starts walking and being able to ride his bike around. I'll tell you that.
He's going to have a BB gun when he's like 2.
I got a funny story about that, but I can't tell it on air.
All right.
I'll have to tell it off air when we're done here. But I don't know. I fall short of the trapping and stuff as well on the properties. But Hawk, you said you start when the hens start going away.
And that's when we started this year, but that's when I bought my first traps. Now, some of the studying that I've done says if you're looking to increase your turkey nesting stuff, then you should trap whenever that is going on because of obviously predator recruitment and things like that from other populations outside. So there's not any time for another group of them to really move in. But I think that having a consistent effort of it over multiple years will pay more dividends than when you put your traps in the ground, so to say.
See, that's hard to say because, or hard for me. I mean, did that bother you guys' turkeys this year on where you guys were hunting, going into the woods and kind of going into their living room? I mean, did that booger them up at all?
I mean, not really, because we do quite a bit of beating around anyway, but we started that the day after we quit hunting. So, we were done. The turkeys are getting close to being done, so we need to be done as well. Let's start propagating a little bit more. And go out there and start our trapping as soon as we're done with our last guest, or we fill our last tag, or however that just happens to fall out.
And that's my hardest part too. Is I mean, I feel like just finding almost like it's a piss poor excuse, just finding the time to do it. I mean, before
100%. No, it takes time out of your day. You got to dedicate a couple hours every morning to go and check in your trap line.
20. Yeah. I mean, you can't let your trap sit over 24 hours without checking them, correct? Or if that might be just a Michigan thing.
I think it's 36 here.
Okay,
but it's something within a day and a half time span.
But then for us up here, I mean, Fonz, you know, like before turkey season, we're either scouting for turkeys or we're walleye fishing, because that's the best time to walleye fish.
Right.
Once turkey season hits, it's all full board turkey.
Yep.
After turkey season's done, you want to relax finally.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, so it's tough to just find the time, and you know, we're not that far from the property, but over and over and over again, it becomes a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh
yeah, no doubt. And that's one thing that I'm pretty blessed with right here, is that I start a Ranger instead of starting my truck and go check the trap line. I mean, it's all right here out my back door. So that makes it a little bit more doable for me. I can just do it, and especially with my schedule, do it before work and then go in work for an hour later than I would have had I not gone and done that. So it's not in the cards for everybody, but if you can do it, I 100% recommend doing it, because there will be a marked difference on your farm as far as turkeys go.
I wouldn't, you know, you want to know something too, Kyle? I never told you this, but Lou, my girlfriend, she grew up trapping everything from 5 years old till 2 years ago. Everything.
Trapping coons.
Scrat, coons.
Okay.
I mean, everything. Coyotes and foot traps, all of it. Her dad's big into it. He's got furs all over their house. So that, I mean.
Is he still into it?
Yeah. And if we wanted to go that avenue.
I got a lot of properties that I want.
We could,
big time.
Because I would love to even just have something to do like this time of year. You know what I mean? When we're in this lull right now.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll drive you to the properties. I'll sit in the AC and I'll show you. I'll put it on a map where you guys can walk to and set the trap.
With the skeeters and shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit in the truck with the AC. That's the hard part right now.
Builds character.
Yeah, with 1,000 different mosquito bites on your arms.
Fucking West Nile virus.
Good God. Yeah. I'm good on all that. That's just like I said.
Yeah, it's definitely the hardcore time of year to do it, without a doubt.
And it just needs to be done, though. That's the problem. It just needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really been any checks and balances put in on those animals. I mean, everybody's quit trapping. Most people have quit coon hunting. You know, all that stuff like that played a role for a very long time. That's kind of something that goes to the wayside when people think about the turkey days of old, and when we had a few more birds. There was more people trapping, more people hunting coons, you know, doing stuff like that, burning their forest, opposed to just letting it grow and then running through there with a machine and cutting a log. I mean, there's so many different management practices that have gone into the decline of turkeys over the last several years, and there's not one silver bullet, but anything you can do to help them helps. And that's kind of the way I look at it.
And that's the hard part for us, too, now, which I haven't told too many people about for, I mean, no rhyme or reason behind it, but about 10 years ago or so, give or take, they planted the turkeys around us. There was a few here and there, but there was never the amount of birds that we've had, like we have now, around us. So
right,
it adds a whole new appreciation for me personally, like when we do harvest one, like, because nobody knows the backstory behind all that.
You remember a time when there wasn't as many. So it's really cool for you to have seen that change over time.
So the first bird I actually even shot out that way was that first double that me and my dad shot, which wasn't that long ago, but it had no spurs on it, not even like where it tore off at. I mean, it was a tom, don't get me wrong, it was a full bore tom, but I almost wonder if it was part of like the planning process of it all. I could be wrong on it. Who knows? Maybe it's genetic, whatever it may be. But like I said, it's a whole new appreciation towards them birds, and I kick myself in the butt every time with the predator side of it all, because if I want it to keep growing the way it has been, you know, I got to take that extra step. It's like voting, right? You can't complain about who's the president or who's not the president if you don't put your vote in. You got to do something about it.
Right.
So, I don't know. That's just my take on it all. That's my take.
I wanted to ask you, Hawk, too, like, what do you, we're going to change subjects here, but what do you do, like, and when do you start with voodoo and off-season dog training? Do you have any?
Usually it kind of depends on the weather down here for us.
Yeah.
Like right now it's so hot and she's so pregnant that I really don't want to run her.
Oh, that's right. I forgot she's pregnant.
Yeah. So she's about halfway through her gestation. So she's looking like an egg more and more so every day.
Yeah.
But, she usually what we'll do in the summer is just kind of flip bumpers around and, you know, not really do anything over strenuous. And then whenever that first cool front hits and fall kind of gets here, we'll hit the ground running and really do some work. But with an experienced dog, you know, I don't feel like it's necessarily as important for those early season tune-ups. Like, yeah, they need that time to run and say, okay, we're fixing to start doing this again, and I need to remember this and that and the other.
Yeah.
But a younger dog, maybe going into their second season, a tune-up is going to be a lot more important than a 4 or 5 year old dog going into their fourth, fifth season. They 100%. Just know more what to expect.
Yep, 100%. I've been taking a lot of advice from what I learned from you guys down there and using it with Dixie, and it's crazy, man. Is she doing better? Is she running pretty good right now? Oh, yeah, she's running great. And we've gotten into, I'd say, beginner intermediate casting, and we're starting to work into getting her out at 200-300 yards. And I have a vision in my head of what I want, and we're going to get there. It's just going to take all summer.
Hey, and that's all it takes is 15, 20 minutes a day, twice a day.
Yep.
Consistency.
Yep.
Hammer it into their head.
Yep. 100%. So I've been doing, I'm even going 2-3 times a week, 3-4 times a week if I can squeak it in, and just making sure we're staying consistent to where when it comes game time, it's like clockwork. Same thing with sports.
Heck yeah. Yes, you got to perfect your craft.
Yep. 100%.
Regardless of what you're doing.
Who did you breed her with, if you don't mind me asking?
So it wasn't Sage. We looked through the papers there and found out that her and Sage were first cousins. So that wasn't gonna
really?
Work. Yeah, that was some negligence on our end.
That's that down southness of you coming on.
Yeah, that's that Tennessee twang. But no, we found another dog here local. His name's Halo. And he's a pretty good boy. He's picked up a lot of birds, and he'll be a good stud. So we're looking forward to that breeding. Everybody around Primm Springs is really excited about that. We've all wanted to see what voodoo puppies would produce. So we'll see.
Hell yeah, man. She's a hell of a dog. She's a good dog.
I can't wait to meet her, man.
She's awesome, dude. She's so mild-mannered, but she gets in the field and she's a fucking workhorse.
I can't wait.
Yeah, she's awesome, dude.
I mean, Fonz, every time we damn near hang out, I'm hearing about voodoo. And
I'm a voodoo fanboy, I ain't gonna lie. I loved that dog when I met that dog. She's so mild-mannered, though.
Speaking of that, though, I heard Hawk is a fanboy of Daisy Girl here.
Yeah, I think Hawk likes Dixie. Hawk and Dixie were chopping it up in the guide shack up there.
Well,
we were.
I mean, as long as you didn't have a jar of peanut butter in your pocket, we'll be all right.
That would kill me anyway.
Right. Oh, you got a peanut allergy? I never knew that.
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't know what that. I mean, I don't know what that down south like.
That Tennessee
is.
twang.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of magic you guys got working down there, but maybe got something other than peanut butter. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys though, because I'm gonna stay away from all that. No, I had one more turkey question though for you. I hate to bounce back and forth. I know you do a lot of off-season groundwork for properties, for other people's properties, for deer hunting, and we started talking a little bit about management with burning and other aspects. Do you guys do anything towards like strictly turkey population besides
Yeah.
obviously the predator hunting or predator trapping?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously the burns are propagating the forest just as much as they are anything else. But turkeys, they love that fresh burn, that
Mhm.
new growth that's going to open up under there is going to provide a lot of nesting cover and a lot of bug and habitat for those younger poults and those hens that need some extra protein and some extra energy. Um, we'll do, different plantings. We'll mix some, we'll plant milo and spread some millet in there with it, to make kind of a bird seed mix that'll provide the turkeys a good, steady food source, no matter the temperature all the winter long, keep our winter kill down. Just anything we can do for our cover. We like to try to keep a good, first succession to early successional cover, or early second succession. My bad. We'll try to get it before it goes to that late second succession, early third succession, where you're getting some more mature trees. Try to keep more grass and forbs in there opposed to having those woody stems. It's better for the hens. Just, whatever we can do. And honestly, it all kind of goes hand in hand. The young deer are needing the same things that the young turkeys are needing at the same times as everything else. So that it really all kind of works out hand in hand for itself. But it seemed to help the farms that we've been working on for an extended period of time.
Because I know, I mean, obviously burning it, opening it up, not suffocating the forest itself. It almost protects the turkeys more, just being able to see that far, and same with the fawns and the deer and all of that. I mean, there's so much that goes into like the turkey habitat, which even the sun coming through the trees, which I didn't realize how big of a deal that was. Not having too much of a what's the word I'm looking for? Just a treetop canopy, kind of like not having too much.
Yeah, not having too much closed canopy forest, too much mature growth trees,
which can explode a turkey population, which I never even knew.
What's the reasoning for that? Just
I really don't know, to be honest with you.
Providing them some habitat differentiation. So think if you were to go duck hunting on one of the lakes, so to say, and there's nothing any different out there. There's no contour. There's no food anywhere different. It's all just evenly scattered across the landscape. They have no rhyme or reason as to be in one specific spot at a specific time. So those differentiations in the habitat, like say a tree blows down and puts a little bit more sunlight on the ground and the treetop gets a little bit of grass to grow up in it, that's going to provide that hen with a good nesting place, opposed to if that tree didn't fall and that sunlight wasn't getting down, to let the grass grow.
Got it. That makes total sense. I never thought of it like that.
Which is
That's
crazy just to think like that small of a detail. You take maybe 5% of the trees off your property if you're able to do so.
And something that everybody can really do with a little bit of research and spending a little bit of money and some sweat equity with theirself is a hack and squirt project. You go through there and you take out your non-desirable trees and your smaller stems. You're not burning anything, so you don't have to pull a permit or anything like that. You're just walking through the woods with a backpack of herbicide and a hatchet. And you just chop, squirt, roll on through. And that tree is going to stand there in the condition that it's in. You'll slowly watch it die. And then next spring, whenever everything comes back, you're green up, those trees will just stay dead. And you'll look out through there and you'll have a nice beginning of what your early successional cover. Those forbs and stuff starting to rise up through the bottom of the forest floor.
Which is crazy, though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy to think one, what turkeys are living through without having people realize what you can do to manage the flock.
Yeah.
And two, how better your flock can be with just a little bit of effort.
Yeah.
Just a little bit goes a very long way with a bird population.
Right.
Crazy, man. We got to do more of it.
Yeah, we honestly do.
Yeah.
For sure. But like we talked about, it's been hard for me in previous years with the helping side of it all.
Right.
With, you hear now it's going to change the whole ball game with it all.
I just don't know how people don't genuinely love to work on the land that they hunt. I'll never understand that.
It blows my mind that people would rather pull the trigger than go do a little bit of work and enjoy a lot of success.
Because it just plays into the whole timeline of from when you kill those birds or that bird or that deer. It's like, dude, look how much work I put into this, and this, and this, and it worked. It led up to the kill. I don't know. I'll never understand it.
And that's the whole thing where, like, me and close buddy had a conversation, which he still never even turkey hunted this year. You know, for us around our area, people would die for the opportunities that we have.
Right.
So why is there not more people taking advantage of the opportunity when I give it to them?
Right.
Instead of just sitting at home and sleeping in.
I don't know, but I think that tells you your sign right there.
100%,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Because you want guys that are going to be dependable, accountable, and skilled, what I always say. Guys that are skilled at it, guys that are dependable when they say they're going to be there, when they say they're going to help you out, they got to show up every time.
100%.
Because then you know when you text that guy, it's going to be a 50-50. Is he going to show up or is he not, you know?
Is he going to Yeah. 100%. I don't know. You have any questions more on the dog training?
No.
At all?
No, not really. I mean,
a couple more questions, and it's just kind of leading into even this upcoming waterfowl season. What is your kind of what's the steps leading into the season? I mean, are you guys looking better than before? You guys looking? I mean, what's the deal on this upcoming year?
I mean, we're just kind of trying to keep doing what we've been doing. This is the 30th anniversary year, so we're really excited about that. We'll be doing a few little different things, some tweaks to upgrade. You know, once again, you never stay the same. You either get better or you get worse. So we're going to try to get better a little bit again this year and just kind of stay doing our thing and stay in Primm Springs. I mean, there's no reason to change anything that's not broken, in my opinion. It may be broken, but it's worked to this point. So we'll just kind of roll with that and see what happens.
I mean, you guys, I think we talked about it before the podcast, keeping the same guides.
Yeah.
I mean, everything.
Oh, yeah. All that stuff's going to be the same. You know, all our farms and all that stuff should still have all our ducks in a row there. Everybody should still be familiar faces in the staff. We will be bringing on another guide. His name is Addison Barnett. He's a Stuttgart native there. He's guided with us in the past and just had a few things come up the last couple of years where he wasn't able to guide full time, but he's going to come back around this year and he'll be welcome with open arms back to the table.
That's awesome. I know me and Fonz have been talking about it a lot, and I need to get my butt down there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk after this. Obviously we're definitely coming. I'm definitely going down for sure, even if I go alone. Yeah. But Kyle definitely seems like he really wants to go, and I was telling him, like, the whole experience of it all with being there and hanging out with the dudes and putting the work in with them and just watching it all unfold. The food's great. The freaking rooms are all, I mean, it's such a first class.
These mattresses, man.
Dude.
You talked big game about this mattress. Dude. So did Hawk last time. I'm excited about these
How comfortable are them bitches, dude?
They're pretty damn comfortable.
They are so freaking nice, dude. They're so nice. Yeah, they run a first class outfit, bro.
I'm telling you. And that's the thing, too, what I'll bring up. Call me crazy on this part. Me and Hawk were talking about turkey season, him coming up and doing what we're going to do with the hunts and stuff. You kind of know what I'm talking about, Hawk?
Yeah.
So we were talking, and I don't know what it is, man. I'd almost rather go to Tennessee and kill a turkey down that way instead of bird hunting. I don't know what it is towards the turkeys, though, because I meant to bring that up earlier, too. And it's nothing against your mattresses or the chef's cooking or any of that stuff. But I'm telling you, man, to be up in them hills down there in Tennessee to shoot a longbeard, I don't know how I could get any better.
Oh, yeah.
Besides,
there's nothing like it. Honestly, you need to just come down here and do both, sounds like.
Well, yeah, 100%. And I'll tell you what, you're one hell of a salesman right there.
Yeah, he is.
I'll tell you that much for sure. But no, man, we'll talk about this afterwards and try to get a game plan. And I'll tell you what, for the 30th anniversary, I'm sure that's a super exciting thing. I mean, building it up from absolutely nothing, especially the duck capital of the world, whether people like it or not, or agree with it or not.
Right.
I mean, that's a crazy achievement in that area.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Well, I do appreciate that, guys. It means a lot to me to just know that I've been around for part of it. I can't take the claim to the fame of starting it all, but Stuart's done an excellent job with setting me up for a pretty good path for success in coming years. So.
And sweating your ass off doing food plots in the summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting there, sweat dripping off my nose, thinking about I'm going to be sitting at the base of that oak tree right there come next April.
Yeah, damn right on that one. But Fonz, you got anything else?
No, I'm good, man.
I think we pretty much touched on everything. I mean, Hawk, you got anything? Questions or anything?
I mean, not really. I just think that if I can say something about turkeys in general, though,
100%.
If that's okay, a lot of people traveling these days kind of be cognizant of how many you harvest in a different state, because somebody is putting in work for those turkeys and trying to do right by them more than likely. So just be cognizant of that if you go somewhere else. Don't go crazy. Don't kill 3, 4, 5 birds in a state that you should probably only kill one in because you're not from there.
That's all about doing a background research on all that stuff and understanding the flock. And that's the hard part about that state land.
100%. Yeah. People just don't know. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, but I'd rather leave more there for somebody else to go chase than me kill them all myself and be selfish about it. That's just the way I look at it, my 2 cents.
I'm the same way on that. I'm the same way. And like I said, prior to, while we were talking about the turkey season, I don't care if there's 3 times out there starting in the field. That might be the only 3 times that I have there. I'm not chasing them, and that's it. Don't complain. Don't sit there and mope about it. You'll thank me next year and the years to come.
Right.
100%. 100%. If we want this to be sustainable for our grandchildren and great-grandchildren, we got to start being a little bit smarter about what we're doing ourselves. So,
speaking of that too, I got a lot of people talking to me this year. It's like, man, I wish Michigan was a two-bird state, and I'm like, man, you're absolutely out of your mind if you think that that's a good thing, because keep a 1-bird state forever, because it'll just keep growing and growing and growing, and it's that many more people that can get out there, harvest, and maybe just get a touch of what we're talking about with the relationship that we have towards the birds. Just that feeling.
100%. You don't know until you do it yourself and watch those first few groups of poults run across the road that you feel like you did something to help out.
Right. 100%. 100%. Is there anybody that you want to shout out, Hawk?
Just my buddy Colton over there that let me beat around with him on his ground quite a bit this year. The Mobley family over in South Carolina that invited me down there, and Jaron Meyer that invited me up to come hunt in Indiana with him. I really appreciate those invites and all that stuff. And again, I appreciate you guys having me back on, and the invites that I had up there. I know we weren't able to get it done this year, but it's obviously definitely in the works for the coming years.
100%.
We'll be getting together here soon. So,
looking forward to it, brother. We'll let you get to dinner, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Well, hey, you guys take care of yourselves. All right.
Yeah, and for those people that are listening too, keep a lookout on our Instagram. We've been posting a lot of the Primm Springs on our story on the upcoming season. So get a hold of Primm Springs, book a hunt with these guys, because apparently you won't regret the sleeping arrangements.
Or the food, or the service. It's all great.
But, Hawk, I appreciate it, man. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you tonight or tomorrow or sometime in the very near future. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, guys. Well, sounds good. Y'all just give me a shout and let me know whenever y'all are ready to talk about some ducks. We'll do that.
Baby. Good to talk to you, Hawk, man.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you, boys. Y'all take care.
You as well, man.
You too, brother.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.